Do you have problem getting paid sick leave from work? Maybe your employer do not really trust your symptoms? Or do you have problem getting financial aid from insurance companies or insurance agencies? In this video, I will show you how you can speed up the process and get the appropriate authorities to grant you the economic compensation that you deserve. My example will be from a Swedish context, but this will work in most countries with just a few tweaks. In this video, I'm describing how to simplify the procedure in getting sickness benefits in Sweden from the Social Insurance Agency. In Swedish, this is Försäkringskassan. Before I start to show you the procedure, I will just give a short background to why this procedure has become more important today. When you're sick in Sweden today, you are eligible for sickness benefits. And this payment is usually 80% of your regular salary. On an overall level, the absence from work due to sickness has varied much historically. But during the last decades, this absence from work due to sickness has decreased steadily in Sweden. This development is primarily an effect of some rule changes that was made in 2008, where the requirements for receiving sickness benefits became more strict. And because of these new stricter requirements, the number of people receiving sickness benefits continues to decrease. Every month, there are thus more people with the sickness benefits that retire due to age than new people being granted sickness benefits. Does this mean that people are just more healthy? No, of course not. Just that it's become increasingly harder to get these benefits. So in this new stricter climate, other methods have to be employed. So now I will show you a short and easy procedure that you can perform at home. You will need a few things before you get started. First, you will need a sheet of paper. If you have any kind of correspondence from the Social Insurance Agency, one of these letters would be a very good and powerful material to use. If you are living in another country, you can use paperwork from a similar institution in your country of residence. But in this example, I will just use a regular white sheet of paper. And then you will need something that makes an imprint, preferably an office stamp. And I have many different options here in my collection, many potent ones, but for this purpose I have a very specific potent stamp. It's probably from the 60s or 70s. It says Kronobergs läns allmänna försäkringskassa lokalkontoret Tingsryd. And this translates to roughly then Kronoberg County's Public Insurance Fund, Local Office Tingsryd. And this stamp is from an earlier branch of the Social Insurance Agency, Försäkringskassan, a branch that is now closed down. Few people have these very specific stamps, but basically any stamp will do. One that says approved or granted, for example. Basically something that makes a direct imprint. One common household object that you can use instead of a stamp is just a regular potato. You just cut this potato in half and you use it as a stamp. And you will also need an ink pad and a lighter. The last thing we need before we get started are 5 names that will be invoked in this procedure. And these are supposed to be important names, names of people that have an influence of the sickness benefits procedure. It can be either at a close and local level, such as your employer, your HR contact, or your social insurance agent, for example. Or it can be names of people higher up in the organization that you are trying to get compensation from. So please take your time to compile this list. In this demonstration, I've chosen 5 names from the board of the Swedish Social Insurance Agency. And these are good names to use. And if you're living in Sweden, you can just use the 5 names that I use. And the last of the names should be the most important and influential person. And in my case, this is the current General Director, Nils Öberg. So now let's begin the procedure. We will begin with making the paper into a square. You just fold it over like this. Very simple. Fold it here. And now you will remove this part of the paper. So. Then you have your paper squared like this. With the next step, you have to be very concentrated and focused. You will put a stamp mark in each of these 4 corners, ending with the 5th stamp mark in the middle. Before starting, it's important that you memorize your 5 names. Position your ink pad next to your paper. And then it's good that you find a good rhythm. A rhythm that suits you. And then you will say the names loud and clear while you are stamping. Heidi Stensmyren. Thomas Paulsson. Erland Olausson. Lotta Wallne Westerhäll. Nils Öberg. And now, when you have your stamps, quickly fold your paper together like this. To a little triangle. And in the final step, we will close the circle, temporarily shift the hierarchies and open up a little glitch. And in this window of opportunity, you will be empowered. You will have the upper hand, and the benefits that you are seeking are more likely to be granted to you, increasing the possibility of a positive decision on your next application for sickness leave. The procedure is now complete.